Alright, we are now recording.
Woo!
Woo! So, we should probably explain what we're doing here. Uh,
Oh Lord, what are we
why not
doing
go
here?
I?
So today we are starting a Nuzlocke challenge with a specific game called Pokemon Reborn. We have our own fancy rules that we are just making sure everyone understands. Our rules for today will be we must nickname all of our Pokemon. We can only catch the first catchable Pokemon found in a region. We're not allowed to have any duplicates. And all shinies, gift, or event Pokemon we can always get for free, in addition to anything caught in that region. What about you? What's next?
So we've got a couple fancy things here. So the next section is about, when it faints, and we've got the typical thing of, if it faints, Pokemon is dead. Um, so we just either release it or put it in the last storage box and forget about its existence. Um, but there is something that you should notice. On this, we've got a fail count. So we're just recording this. We are not streaming this or anything. This is a demo to see, right, what can we deal with? How good slash how bad are we? If you've never heard of Pokemon Reborn, it's a super hard game. I played it for all of 10 minutes just to check it out and get an idea of what the game was like. Um, and I almost immediately lost. Like I won the first couple of fights, and then the first trainer battle after that was just like, and it's insanely hard. Um, so that was fun. I think I actually lost to a wild. Yeah, I actually lost to a wild Pokemon at one point as well. So that was impressive. But this is we are testing the theory. We're figuring out what we are doing, what we can do. We expect to lose this game, so we have got a bit of a fail count going on for this, which is going to be what did we agree to? Was it 3 fails and then
Yeah,
four?
3 fails, and it seems like we're going to go down.
Yeah.
Now, by fail here, we mean that if all of our Pokemon are currently out of action, we have lost our run. And from there, we will look at restarting our run to see how far we get.
Um, and yeah, so that is basically what we are doing. So we've got the fail count, um, and we've just we so all of that is written there. And the last thing that we've got here is the moment that both of us have completed a gym, assuming we do. But the moment both of us have completed a gym, we're just gonna have a battle. We're just going to like Pokemon Reborn. It is a fan-made game, but it does have online services, and we can actually battle each other. I don't know how. We'll find out if we ever get to that stage. But
That could be a fun interaction.
yeah,
Just figuring that part out.
yeah, and we'll see can we beat each other with our existing team, whatever it is. Um, I think that's everything of importance to say.
You can all review the rules as we're going. We're not going to change them, they're just on the screen.
Yep.
And I think that means that we need to start this game.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Now, it is a good reminder that I have never actually seen this game whatsoever.
Yep.
So, Flair is going to have the advantage in this game in knowing that how to start this game.
Yeah, I'll have advantage for the first 10 minutes of the game. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the first one. Uh,
Hey, at least my name wasn't too hard.
I am just gonna go with Flair for my character's name. Whoop. There we go.
So, how are we going to decide which Pokemon to pick? That is we got to get this train wreck moving, right?
At some point.
The puns in this will probably always be intentional, so just assume.
Yeah. Also, as we said at the start, we expect to lose this game. We're playing this game partly as a bit of a trial run to get our head around playing a Nuzlocke challenge, recording and or potentially streaming future Nuzlocke challenges. Figuring out what we can and can't do and how good/bad we are.
No spoilers, though.
None of the spoilers.
Don't mind me just skipping through a lot of text. Knowing the story is for chumps. I've heard that it's a really good story though, right?
Yeah, no, Pokemon Reborn is actually a very story-heavy game, allegedly. I have been told an amount about this game, which is mostly that it has like 40 to 50 hours of story and gameplay. It is apparently very, very difficult. Yeah, I was told that Nuzlocke challenges, good luck. Drama. Lower Peridot board. What did you do? Alright, so if you're skipping through the story, we need to find our fellow trainer.
I'm just going to keep talking to everyone. These guys are probably going to know more than I do. That's right, isn't it? Free potion. Talking to people has already paid off. Main quests are chumps.
Oh no, this place is going to take time to repair. Who could have guessed that a train collision would take time to fix? You were on the train that exploded? So was my fiancée. Oh.
I was on that train, that's right.
Yep.
They were also on that train.
Yep.
Oh my.
This city was marvelous. Oh, you're already picking a Pokemon. Wow, you're running through this much faster than I am.
Isn't that part of the Nuzlocke challenge? You're gonna do it as fast as you can?
I mean, yes it is. I was talking to everybody so that, anybody watching could be able to, experience the story of this game or something. But no, you're just racing ahead.
Boy, it's a hard choice. I wasn't expecting this many.
Yeah. It's like all of the freaking Pokemon.
Alrighty, I've got my first Pokemon.
Available. You can if you know the code, which I don't, but if you know the code, Eevee is available.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just randomizing the name of my Pokemon because we will be doing a very specific way that we are getting our names when Flaya has caught up to me.
I have just picked my Pokemon. I am giving it a nickname. Alright, so. Say your piece.
So, from my aspect, I will be shuffling Magic the Gathering cards until I find a name that will be the name of my Pokemon.
And for me, I have just decided to name my Pokemon after various types of undead, specifically starting with various types of Lich, because I love undead stuff, and it was the first thing that came to mind, because I've been working on a side project for a while now, which involves a lot of undead things, so I'm just like, here is a list. Done!
So, in relation to that, we're also possibly going to be asking each other questions over the time period. Starting with this first Pokemon.
Yeah. So, I am.
I beat you to it. So, why don't you get to your naming and then ask me the first question?
Awesome. Well, I am going to name my Pokemon Alhu, which is, if anybody here has played Baldur's Gate 3, or any D&D game, it's a Mind Flayer that is a Lich. That is called an Alhu. So,
And I'll be naming my Torchic Venser after the Sojourner. He saved Khan inside Mirrodin.
I don't know what most of those words are.
I don't think anyone knows what these are. That's basically all he really does, to be honest.
Okay. So we did say that we were going to ask questions of each other, and I'm not going to say that counts as a question. I'm going to ask you a question about Magic the Gathering now. So just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I thought it was so close.
Yeah, I know like nothing about Magic the Gathering. I actually have some Magic the Gathering cards. In fact, I have a deck that Aumnoko gave me, and I've never had the opportunity to even learn how to play. So all I've done is look at the pretty pictures, basically.
One day you'll get to beat me with a Negan deck. One day.
One day I'll get to play the game at all. But I do have a list of questions. I did a little bit of research for these questions. I don't understand half of the answers to these questions, but they are. I do have answers to them. So here is my first question, which I like because it has a tiny, infinitesimal little bit of connection to me personally. So Aumnoko. In the original alpha release of Magic the Gathering, 2 cards were left out. Do you happen to know what they are?
Oh, I know that one of them is obviously going to be Volcanic Island, which was the blue-red dual land mountain and island. This was fixed in the beta set, and I think it was something strange like Hill Giant was the second one.
No, I love that you got Volcanic Island. The other one was Circle of Protection Black.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah, it was a circle.
Card. Like, I have a few of that card. I mean, it's a common card, apparently, so, you know, it's not surprising.
I knew it was a common, and I thought it was Hill Giant, because I think Hill Giant was left out in a different set.
Probably.
Alright, I guess I got that half right, so I'm going to take half a shot of my bow and
we actually said the drinking game element of what we're doing. Yeah, every time we get, we get a new Pokemon, or we get one of these questions wrong, we're taking a drink. So basically, you know, after we nickname, drink, followed by answering questions.
Alright, so you started off with a fairly old Magic the Gathering question, being that it's over 30 years. I will follow suit with my oldest question for you.
Yep.
So, prior to the creation of Dungeons & Dragons, what miniature combat game did Gary Gygax make? Damn it! That was too fast of an answer, I guess. Was there anything else interesting about chainmail specifically?
Look, my recollections of chainmail, which I have... Okay, I want to say I've played it, but I'm pretty sure I've played somebody's homebrew variant of chainmail. I'm not actually convinced I've actually played proper chainmail. But chainmail was basically, hey, miniature war games are a thing. Let's play like a skirmish mode of miniature war games. And that slowly developed into the role-playing sort of thing. Because ultimately it was a way of going, we've bought these miniatures, we have this game, let's have more games that we can play with them. So, yeah.
Well, there was one other interesting thing about the chainmail booklet, is that it actually had the first rules for D&D. So at the back of the book, Gary Gygax made a extra part that if you wanted to play with fantasy creatures, this is how to do it.
I didn't know that.
So
sorry. I knew that what was in the chainmail book is what became D&D. I didn't... Did he call it D&D at that stage?
No, it wasn't called D&D. It was definitely part of chainmail, but it had the rules.
The basic rules that became D&D.
Yeah, that became D&D.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that I've got somewhat of a clown of a Torchic, apparently. He's got somewhat of an impish nature.
Oh, nice. I cannot check my Pokemon for those things, and I should have. I'm already in a trainer battle.
Well, I stopped for you. Alright, I guess I'll just have to jump ahead faster than you know.
Please don't kill me. That was a critical, I would have died. Woo! Not dead.
Alright, I guess I'm up against the purple person named Kane.
I am also opposed to a person named Kane.
Using a poison type against fire.
A couple of fun things about this game is there are things that change with each playthrough. Like, you may see it, like, there'll be things that appear on my screen that won't appear on Aumnoko's screen. Like, I think that our rivals are the same. Like, I've got Kane as well. But I think that you can actually have different rivals. Like, it's randomized. Master? That definitely sounds like a promising rivalry. I am interested to see if it's the same. Let me know who Victoria attacks you with, and who Kane attacks you with. Because I can't actually see. Yep, I'm just gonna murder that. I didn't know people in this universe knew what a spacebar was. Hot-fill cannon, okay. I'm sure that is some important plot that I should remember. Oh, thanks! Now, talking to all of the people. Yep, cool. That's a password too. So yeah, remember how I said that there was like a password to get Eevee at the start of the game? You can talk to people in the game and they'll give you those passwords. Something free battles. I'm not sure. Wow, 18 gym leaders. This game has 18 gym leaders. I knew it had a lot. I didn't know it was 18. Radiation shinies. Oh, so who did you actually fight? Aumnoko? Aumnoko, can you hear me? Am I... Yeah, no, my audio is working. That's a twist on the Magikarp formula. Sorry, I am Aumnoko. Can you hear me at all? If I don't get a response, I will send you a message. Sure, I just talked to that same person twice. Yes, I can up to. Alright, excuse me briefly while I message the Aumnoko. Alright. Aumnoko seems to be restarting the screen. So while Aumnoko does that, I'm going to... that looks like something. Okay. Stream is back. Aumnoko, can you hear me? Can you say anything? Oh, right. Right. First Pokemon in your area. I'm actually going to wait here for Aumnoko to do this. There. Oh, I heard something. Aumnoko? Yeah, see, this is why we're not streaming at the moment. It's all, this is the first time we've tried something like this, so it's all very much on the, technical glitches and...
Hello?
Ah, there we go, I heard that. Hello?
I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me, okay. I can hear you. So...
I was going to quickly reset and then hope for the best.
Yeah, okay. I will pause where I am. In the meantime, I might just do a little bit of verbiage because I'm not continuing with the game at this point. But yeah, I'm hoping I catch that Pidgey. I'm also concerned of feeding it to death. That would be terrible. It's a Nuzlocke challenge, so I can only catch the first Pokemon that I find in a given area. So there was something that I realized when Aumnoko was talking. at the start that he and I will have to touch base on. So the fail count proposal that we had, I think we had a bit of cross wires on that. What had been proposed was, you know, oh look, like all 6 Pokemon have been wiped out, one of your Pokemon is immortal, you can go back to the Pokemon Center, and that, or only that Pokemon you do not have to get rid of, and you can continue the game from that point. In theory, good luck. But that was the theory. But what Aumnoko said is what the normal rules of Nuzlocke are, which is you restart, go all the way back to the start of the game and try and go through it fresh. If that comes up, like if one of us loses, we will have a quick discussion about that, because I'll just touch base with them, not going to say, hey, we wrote down this, but you said this, so we, you know, we're not changing the rules, but we clearly actually don't have 2 sets of rules that are contradictory in front of us. So we'll clarify that once we actually get to that point, which may happen in this very stream, may happen next time, either or, I am honestly not certain. I will also say this, as said at the start, I had played a little bit of this, mostly to just test it, make sure that it could work, make sure that we could actually stream it via Discord, all that sort of thing, just to do a general technical run. So I got a little bit further than where we are right now. And yeah, this game gets hard very fast. Very, very fast. I don't know if it will maintain that hardness, because 18 gyms, there's only 100 levels in this game, but I have been told that the gym leaders, at least, play very tactically. Like the AI is actually quite cool. I really don't know more details than that. What's happened there? Sorry, my Discord seems to have, there we go. Okay, that's looking good-ish. Doing that as a pop-out. Aumnoko, can you say words?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
I mean, you just responded to me, of course you can. Awesome. I actually just took a moment to just cover a couple of points verbally. I'm currently just outside. I'm literally just ahead. Yeah, now we're basically at the same point. Sorry, I'm just going to give you a quick hint. I don't know what, I can see that you're doing a thing. If you go back up, there is grass. So if you want to catch your first Pokemon, it's north of where you are. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
Oh boy, let's go.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I just came out
now
of
we're at the
Ekans.
same point. Oh, you got an Ekans! Oh, you. I have a freaking Pidgey. You've got an Ekans. I hate you so much. Alright.
I mean, I don't have it yet.
Go, Pokeball. Wow, it got out of my Pokeball.
Gotta use the good old AD style select, right?
Yep. It's a level 2 Pidgey,
Oh,
and
imagine,
it got out of my Pokeball.
imagine not getting it on the first try like I did.
I hate you. I hate everything about you.
Level 8, let's go. No,
sorry.
oh, I'm gonna rename.
Would I like to give it a new name? Yes, I would. Now, I believe the next name on my list was Baelnorn, but, no it wasn't! It was, the next one is actually, ooh, I like this, this is actually cool. The next one is Boneclaw. So a little bit about what a Boneclaw is. So I'm using D&D responses at the moment, but I will probably drop in some real world lore at various points if we get that. The Bone Claw is a failed lich. That is what happens when somebody tries to become a lich and fails miserably. But there is alternative lore for what a Bone Claw is, and that is it's a deliberate failing of a lich, as in, specifically, certain characters in the Forgotten Realms universe, cough cough, Zaztam, cough cough, goes, hey, you want to be a lich? Awesome, here's the recipe to become a lich, and it's actually the recipe to become a Bone Claw. And so they become this failed lich, and it's just, this desiccated thing with gigantic claws and has no magic powers whatsoever. It's cool. It's a nice villain. It's a nice monster to fight, and that is now the name of my pitchy. My pitchy is called Bone Claw. I actually really like that.
Similar to you in fashion. I have randomized Nico Bolas as my Ekans name. Now, clearly, considering he is the Grand Deceiver and the Destroyer of Dragons, my Ekans will be gladly this kind of snake.
That is super appropriate. I like it.
Also, your Pidgey's going down.
My Bone Claw is going to beat your whatever it was called.
Nico Bolas. Now, we technically did just catch 2 new Pokemon, so is it time for another question?
Yeah, I would say it is. I am just fighting an Ekans with my Bone Claw, which is now not going to be fought with my Bone Claw. I'm switching in my Alhu, because level 3 Ekans versus level 2 Pidgey. But yeah, question time. Do you want to ask the first question, or shall I?
Heck yeah, I do. I'm already going to the bridge, and I didn't realise that everything is a arena battle in this game. But having taken ideas from multiple specific areas, where does the idea of a kobold originate?
Oh, okay. So, if I recall correctly, it is Germanic in origin. I'm not entirely sure where in Germany, or if it's Denmark or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it is Germanic in origin, but basically, it's a kobold and a goblin are basically the same thing. They're just regional variants of the same thing. That's the historical answer. If there is a different specific to D&D answer that you were looking for, I may have misinterpreted the question, but that's my answer.
I may have a problem here.
In the game, or with the answer?
Well, there goes the ability for either of my Pokemon to really do much. We're almost approaching the end of the first round. Whew.
I briefly saw what was on your screen. Yeah, that ain't good.
So we've already had the first elimination. Nico Bolas is out for the count.
And was that against the trainer?
The bridge. Yeah.
Yep. It is hard. It is oh wait, I've gone too far. It is definitely a hard game. I need to ask you a question now.
Oh god, no.
Oh god, yes. Alright, let me pull up my
I mean the fact that I made it lead another month.
Please. Alright. So, in the original game of Magic, what was the minimum deck size?
In the standard variant of Magic the Gathering, the original deck size, depending on if you're talking about pre-alpha or not, but usually stereotypically for standard it was 60 cards, and you may use 4 of any type of card and any number of basic lands.
Haha, you've only got it half right again.
Half right again? Well, I mean, that is the correct rules for standard. If you're talking about Gamma, it would be 40 cards.
You got it. You got it. So what I've got here is that in the alpha release, when it came out, it was 40. I don't know what the difference between alpha and gamma is. but the first tournament rules that's when like the tournament rules was when they made it. That happened in like I think the same year that they first released. So it went very quickly from 40 to 60, but that's kind of what happened there. It was 40 originally, and then it became 60.
Now, as Flair, maybe just catching up on my screen. Unfortunately, the bow sprout immediately got my 2 HP tortured. So we're going to game 2 for me.
Oh no! Alright, so before you do anything else, I actually talked about this while you were gone. It's what I used to fill up the time. You said something that is different to what we actually had printed on the screen regarding if a Pokemon faints. So you said if you lose, you get, we restart the game, which is the standard Nuzlocke rule. But what you and I had discussed originally, and this was the immortality rule that was on the screen, is so what you need to do right now, you need to get rid of your Ekans, but you can continue to play from where you are now. It's not restart the game. So, yeah. I had said that when we have our first wipeout, that'll be a thing. And now, actually, okay, Aumnoko, do you know the Alolan Pokemon at all?
I know barely, actually. I kind of stopped really playing after the 4th generation.
Okay, I
did play a little bit of X and Y.
I have a different coloured Pokemon. It is a black Bidoof. I don't actually know if it's shiny or not. And I can see an icon that I think might...
That sounds like a shiny, because a bit of it should be brown.
Yeah, there's a little bit of brown on the face, and the rest of it is black. So that's a shiny... I found my first shiny Pokemon! Yay! Okay, so there is still a thing that I needed to do first, and that is I need to change the fail count of Aumnoko. He has his first fail. Dun dun dun! I get my first shiny! Hopefully. It's either I get my first shiny or I lose my bonus ball. One of the two. Do not crit the shiny. Good. Back. No pimple. Yay! I got myself a shiny. Yes, I definitely want to give a name to this, the Duke stuff. Which, the next one, so I'm kind of going in alphabetical order according to my lich, my list. You'll notice it's not quite in alphabetical order because the next one is Arclich. My Bidoof is Arclich. It's a dark Bidoof. That is so cool. So an Arclich is basically, for all intents and purposes, it's a good lich. I have a personal fan theory, which I am writing into a lore book, and it does actually strongly correlate with the actual published lore. Is that an Arclich isn't just a lich that makes use of a certain amount of positive energy, because almost all undead is negative energy. This is one of the ones that has positive energy in it. But also that the Arclich is actually the perfect form of a lich, and every other form of lich is actually imperfect. So it's just like the recipe for a lich, the perfect recipe for a lich is actually the Arclich, not the standard lich, not the demi-lich, not the other variants, that the Arclich is essentially the perfect version. And there's some lore theories, so there is a little bit of more support for that. But that is fan theory territory. The main thing about the Arclich is it's a good lich, and there is positive energy, not just negative energy, in its creation. So that is That is my new shiny Pokemon.
Oh, I found a Zigzagoon being caught on the beach. Oh no, not the bridge, sorry.
Oh, nice. So that's one of the event Pokemon. So if you beat up some trainers,
so.
you'll get that Pokemon. But
the downside is I don't
different Pokemon there.
have a second Pokemon.
So like, there is a chance that there is no Pokemon that encounter, and there's a chance that it's a different type of Pokemon. So there's like that's one of the examples of things that might be different in our games. Oh wow, I had no idea that you could catch a freaking Spinnerack here.
I feel like we're going to be pleasantly surprised multiple times.
There's a lot of variety in this starting area. Like, I got a freaking Pidgey, but like there's been Ekans, there's been Spinnerack, there's been Bidoof, there's been Rattata, there's been they're getting poisoned. Please.
Oh yeah.
I was really concerned that my Pidgey was going to faint on the way back. Have you considered just fighting Pokemon? Like wild Pokemon instead of the trainers?
I mean, I guess I could go through that little grass patch over and over again, right?
That is exactly what I am doing.
I can't catch anything, so that may as well progress.
I mean, I hear that logic. See, this is an example of different types of gameplay styles. So I should actually probably train my other Pokemon up too.
I wish I had another Pokemon.
There's a freaking Hoot here too! There is so much variety just in the starting area. And a Meow. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized something. I'm actually going to join you in progressive rather than I don't lose my Pokemon.
I mean, I wish I had thought of this before. Clearly, I've just forgotten how to play this game.
Clearly.
Oh no, reduce my speed, but I'll increase my own. Silly Spinnerack.
Training in a bit. I'm going to move on straight after cleaning up this poor defenseless Ekans.
Oh, this Ekans is getting absolutely murdered by my Ember.
Yeah.
Almost hate to see. Who are we fighting? What are we fighting?
I am fighting a Bidoof. I'm not gonna
Good, that's clearly my job.
Look, one of us has to be.
Oh no, no! Oh no, rap.
What happened?
Nothing. Totally didn't just black out again. What are you talking about?
Aumnoko blacked out.
Turns out that that Atkins was a lot more tough than it should have been.
What level was it?
4.
And it beat you up?
Yeah, it did 10 damage in 2 turns, which seems pretty strong for an Atkins.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I guess that means we need to up your fail count.
One of these days.
So you are currently on 2 fails out of 3. I'm not sure if that's a shiny Meowth or an Alolan Meowth. Probably an Alolan, I don't think. So.
God, how do I even catch up to you now?
I mean, I want to say you're ahead of me, but, you know, we now...
I'm definitely ahead of you in losses.
You're ahead of me in losses, and technically you're ahead of me in the plot. Oh no, it's not the Zigzagoon! Oh well. So, I didn't explain this earlier. The reason that I stopped kind of like prepping is because it occurred to me that Zigzagoon can have the pickup ability, which is really useful because it means that I'd be getting free items. But I don't have a Zigzagoon. I have something else here. I don't know what this something else is. Looks like a... I don't even know what that is. I barely know any Pokemon beyond the 3rd generation. I know a handful of, North, I think. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad.
What happened to you?
Poison.
Oh no.
I won the fight. Oh, I have an antidote. Bag.
Oh no, the Igglybuff put me to sleep.
Yes. Worst case scenario is I end up on the same stage with oh, this is a double battle. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't do the Zigzagoon battle. Oh no. It's a water type Pokemon? Wait, does forfeiting count as losing?
Yes.
Oh well, then I guess I'm up for the game.
Actually, no. Sorry, we didn't actually discuss that. Do we want forfeiting to count as losing?
Well, I mean, the quick one is a good run, right?
I'm going to say, we can discuss this properly later. For now, we're going to say no. For now, it's a no. You ran away. But now it's a no. Okay? Does not, for the time being, count as a fail. Also, holy crap. I was talking and not quite paying attention to my battle. I almost died. I didn't, but I almost did.
Wow, way to rub it in.
Pachirisu? Okay. So, as we said, event Pokemon, like, you know, shiny gift event Pokemon, these are always free. So, I just got myself a Pachirisu. I've got no idea what it is, but its name is Bailnorn. And since I'm just going to assume people don't know what that is, because that's what I'm doing for all of these Pokemon names, a Bailnorn is basically an elven Arctic. So it's a elf Lich. And what one thing that separates a male Norn from other kinds of Lich is that it isn't created by the normal means of creating a Lich. It doesn't need a phylactery, it doesn't need like native energy, doesn't actually need to be in the process, because it is created through a high magic ritual. And if you know anything about D&D, you may not know anything about high magic. High magic is magic that only elves can really access, and it is over level 9, as in 9th level spell. It is 10th level spell, 11th level spell material. So it is a ritual of that size that usually requires like 3 to 5 or more participants to create. That creates one of these elven liches. One other fun factoid though about them, essentially, is that elves hate undead. It's less that they hate undead, they fear undead. They hate dark elves, they are terrified of undeath. So the idea of a elf becoming a Balnorn is genuinely considered a massive sacrifice for the greater good sort of situation. Because they leave the cycle of reincarnation. Basically, if they die, that's it, they're obliterated. So they're terrified of that. So now I'm going to take my drink, and I believe that Aumnoko needs to ask me some sort of question.
Alright. Well, I feel like you've gotten too many things correctly, and I feel like I want to cheat on your names. So, according to the Forgotten Realms lore, what unalive minion or enemy was made from the body of a mass murderer?
Morg.
Well, you're too quick with the answers, clearly. Why don't you explain what it is?
So, a Morg is... again, it's an undead that's created from the bodies of mass murderers. I actually recently tried to delve into more of that to explore it further, because the lore around it, like many things, do not actually make sense when you stop to think about it. Yeah, they're basically like skeletons, but they still have their organs, and it's actually the organs that have been animated, like the animate dead spells is on the organs, not on the skeleton. And like, just like the intestines, like stretch up into the tongue, and the tongue has got like this claw on the end of it. It's really cool, but also complete nonsense.
I mean, we wouldn't have it any other way.
That is true. That is true. I also think it's an invention of 3rd edition. I would have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the first of the Morg came from 3rd edition, and it's actually quite rare. Most of D&D have some presence in earlier editions. Somewhere, somehow. Like, there's a lot of stuff in 2nd edition that never made it. Oh no. Oh. Sorry. I almost, water Pokemon versus a Bellsprout. Grass type move. Yep.
That's exactly what happened to me before with the Ducklet.
No. I'll have to rewatch the stream and see what happened to you. Yeah, so I don't know where you're at now. I have just finished my loop of the bridge.
Well, I've beaten everyone on the bridge, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, except for the Zigzagoon event, because I just can't get a second Pokemon yet.
Yeah, that's fair enough. There is another region just around the corner here. The furthest I got in this game, when I played it myself, is I did the bridge, and I went to the next region, and I died to a wild Pokemon. Because the level 10 wild Pokemon popped out, and just murdered me. I don't know if that's normal, I don't know if that was an event, I don't know what they did. Level 10 Pokemon just murdered me. And it was wild, it wasn't even a trainer. What was I saying? Right, yeah, no. So there is other Pokemon that you can catch. If you go to the left, basically.
The downside to that is that all of the Pokemon trainers on the left have water types.
And you've got a fire type. Oh no. I guess you need to train up a bit.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, pretty much. But
back in the day, I played a Nuzlocke on my own. Not doing this sort of multiplayer thing, which I lost. I've only ever played 2 Nuzlocks before, and I lost both of them. But I had some fun rules, which were things like, so I've got 4 Pokemon at the moment, right? And if I caught a 7th Pokemon, then the rule I had was my highest level Pokemon gets kicked out of the party.
that's pretty brutal by itself.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And I had, like, I can't remember what exactly happened, but, like, oh, that was right. I was winning. I was doing really well, and I am a grinder by nature. Games like this, so I just enjoy the grind. If anything, when I was playing Nuzlocke, I was doing less grinding because I had an audience, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spend all my time just, doing this. It's probably boring. But I came to this one region. It was like, I think it was between the second and third year and the third year. I think it was, Sun and Moon was the game I was playing. I'm not actually 100% sure. The one that was based on France. Anyway, there was this one region that had like 4 regions in a row, but between the Pokemon gym, between the Pokemon centers, and I couldn't backtrack. So I had to root out 4 Pokemon instantaneously, like bam, 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 and I was just like, my remaining Pokemon, I didn't grind enough, and all the Pokemon I caught were of a lower level than the average Pokemon in the area.
That is so unfortunate.
It was, and so I just straight up lost because of my own rule system, booting out all the Pokemon I trained.
Speaking of Pokemon we're training, it appears that I've managed to catch an event Pokemon, Cricketop.
Ooh.
So we'll be going with the name of this one will be Vorinclex.
And what is that? What is a Vorinclex?
So Vorinclex is one of the Phyrexian Predators. They are basically animated machines that are in ichor blood, and they attempted to take over the entire galaxy multiple times by making all machines into effectively humans, like Android. That's the easiest explanation I can give.
Wait, so they were humans that were trying, machines that were trying to undergo, becoming God,
I mean, the Latin is your department, I'm gonna go with, so...
I mean, that's not actually Latin, that is...
I'll take it.
But...
Okay, that makes sense.
And apotheosis, if I recall correctly, is actually a Greek word, but I can't, Marty is... I think that's you know what, I cannot remembering off the top of my head, so we're just going to go with humanoid.
So basically they are a race of demonic entities, and
oh, shit.
they...
I I'm still alive. Sorry, my shiny Bidoof got knocked to 1 HP.
Oh no.
It's fine. I won the fight, but
At what cost?
no cost. Just run to a Pokemon Center. Just the cost was a brief heart skip. Sorry, you were saying.
Yes, so they're basically demonic in origin. And from that, they tried to take over the entire multiverse by spreading their blood to machines. So there is a significant lore and backstory to that, spanning about 20 years worth of stories that I don't think I'm going to be able to accurately capture in this.
Well, try.
So they are a monstrous race of unknown origin, really, and they came from a place called Phyrexia, hence the name of Phyrexians, and they were then discovered by a planeswalker called Yawgmoth. Now, by planeswalker, I mean someone who walks between worlds.
Okay. I have heard that term before, but I don't actually know. Like, I thought Planeswalkers were just like character cards or something.
So Planeswalkers is another word for wizard, effectively, in the Magic the Gathering universe. So there's obviously stories that are set out on different kinds of worlds. And to get around the fact that their characters are only set in one world, they allow them to change between multiple different worlds. They also have very strong powers, almost stronger than gods, actually, to be honest. And so, hence the terminology planeswalker that is used, because they walk between planes.
Okay.
So to get back to the original point, Yawgmoth discovered this after he was exiled by Urza, another planeswalker, and the Tellarian Council. They are basically a supergroup of planeswalkers in their own rights. Or incredibly strong wizards.
Alright. Well, I think that based on that, I should ask you a somewhat related question. Mostly a naming convention related question. So, Magic the Gathering. What was the original name for the game?
I feel like it was just Magic. And then they added the Gathering.
There is a little bit more to it, but it absolutely was.
Alright, you're gonna have to enlighten. I know that there was another game called Magic at the time, and they had to change it because of the rights, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that might be a thing. That is not what I've got here. What I've got here is, originally it was called Magic, and they spoke to, like, a corporate lawyer or something, and the lawyer said, Magic is too broad, so you need to change it, although I think there was some sort of copyright or whatever. Anyway, so you're almost certainly right on that one, I guess. But then it was temporarily changed to Mana Clash, and but it changed back to Magic for some reason. But before publication, the lawyer was like, yeah, no, that's still too broad of a name, and so they added The Gathering.
Makes an entire amount of sense to me. Just for representational purposes, Mana Clash was actually printed as a Magic the Gathering card, and my favourite edition of it is in 8th edition, where it is a card that says, flip a coin, if you win, do something. That's the quickest way I can explain it, because it has a lot of text on it.
That's kind of cool! They turned the history of the game into a fucking card in the game!
Well, that's actually pretty common with Magic the Gathering. They love to make all of their history into the cards. So every release of a product is called a set, and their sets are actually known as cards themselves. So over the history of Magic, there's been quite a few different sets that have actually been printed, and since then, the cards have actually that are sets, such as, for example, Time Spiral has been printed as a set. Urza Saga, which is also another set, has also been printed as a card too.
That sounds cool. So, how are things with your new Pokemon? Because we've been ranting for a bit, and I actually want to know how your Pokemon is going, how your situation is.
My Voronclex is slowly biting to take a lot of damage before hitting enemies back. I think Spinarak is a bit too risky for it to go up against.
I feel like bite is a bad plan.
Look, if it's the only move it has, then I kind of have to use it to kill things. Or knock out things, I should specify.
You're going back to the Pokemon Center regularly, right?
Wait, we're allowed to do that?
Yes. Yes, you are. You are absolutely allowed to.
Oh.
Pokemon Center?
This explains a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been going back
that's a very common Nuzlocke rule as far as I was aware. Yeah, no, that's a Nuzlocke rule.
That was not one of the ones that we had discussed using.
Well, I've been playing this on hard mode.
Extra Nuzlocke rules onto your playthrough.
Well, you said it was a Nuzlocke run. I've been playing this as a Nuzlocke run as far as I know what it was.
So, okay, sorry, I thought we had discussed this fully earlier.
Oh, no. Clearly, I just want to improve myself as far as it goes, clearly.
Yeah, okay. So the only core rules of a Nuzlocke challenge are, you must nickname all your Pokemon, and when a Pokemon faints, it dies. And you have to get rid of it, you know, it has to leave. That's it.
But yeah, so I'm here for quality
criteria, it is a Nuzlocke, and everything else is an optional extra. And I've been going back to the freaking Pokemon Center every time.
This explains how you were beating me.
Yes! Yes, it does! We have apparently been playing by two very different rules. Do we want to try and, like, resolve this somehow? Like, you want me to reduce down to 2 Pokemon or something?
Oh, no. No.
You'll accept your own foolishness?
Oh, yeah. Because now that I have a complete advantage on the fact that I can actually go heal, it changes the entire game.
Yes, it absolutely. Please tell me you've been using items.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, good, because that is another.
How do you think you've been healing?
No items and things like that.
Well, we didn't discuss that one.
We actually did. I actually did briefly mention that one, but that is all that existed.
We definitely crossed that one off the list when we started. Yeah, I know that.
That was one of those ones that we didn't even bother putting onto the list. That talk through. It was just like, yeah, no, like anything to do with items. Yeah, no, moving on. Yeah, wow. I wish I picked up on that earlier. I would have absolutely told you. If we were streaming, I'm sure somebody would have been screaming at this screen going, "You go to a Pokemon!"
What the hell is this guy doing? Oh no! One hit KO. Oh, why? there goes Voronclex.
No! Was it against the wild Pokemon?
No, trainer.
That's what you get for fighting a trainer before you.
To be fair, they were the same level.
Fair enough. Did it have type advantage on you or something?
No, it's a normal type.
Normals can have
It just
type
hit
advantage.
really hard.
I can't remember against what, but I'm pretty sure they have advantage against something. Like, I don't remember my types. Actually, speaking of which, I might take this excuse to sort of half promote this. One of my mates has, the same mate who actually told me about this game, by the way. One of my mates has made a web browser sort of app for Pokemon, which basically you type in your Pokemon and it will give you a whole bunch of things about Pike, what it's weak against, so on and so forth. It's all information that like exists in other places. It's just presented in a real nice and streamlined way that can be used for effective play. I don't know if there's anything else out there like it, because I just don't know that sort of side of the Pokemon community, to be perfectly honest. But it looks really, really cool. I forget how I got onto this conversation.
Because we wanted to know if normals are a thing.
Right, yeah, it would be a way to very quickly check that. You know, what is this Pokemon strong against, what is this weak against, what does it have times 4 weakness against, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when there can be multiple types of weaknesses because you've got a double typing, it is really important to know. Now, unrelated to that, considering we're talking about weaknesses, I've just cut yet another Pokemon.
Woo! You have 2 Pokemon.
So it's time for you to... yeah, absolutely. So I've just caught a Trubbish because it was inside a basement.
That's what killed me! That Trubbish is what killed me in my own... in the demo run that I did to test things. That's the thing that killed me.
Of course it was. So, as I've randomly rolled, I've gotten a name of a Traxxas, also known as Praetor's Voice and the Grand Unifier. So, a Traxxas is a Phyrexian angel horror. So the Phyrexians tried to assimilate all life forms into Phyrexians, which in this case, they gave their blessings to an angel and completely disfigured it.
What, the angel?
Yes.
Okay.
By warping it into one of their own.
Sounds like
Get
a
it
good deal.
away.
I wholeheartedly support the Phyrexians in whatever it is that they are trying to do. I have no context of what I just said beyond the words that you yourself have just said. I'm actually going to take the opportunity to save the game here, because I have not saved once this game, and that just feels like a good idea.
Absolutely.
Actually, while we, oh wait, I need to ask you a question now, don't I?
You do.
Yes, okay. Let me finish speeding up this and now, next question. You know what? So I want to actually play on something that you said earlier in a previous answer to the question. The back of the cards, what is that supposed to be? What is that supposed to represent?
Wow. Well, there is the 5 colors of magic on the back of the cards. There could be a different multitude of different things that you're talking about, because there's a lot of different things hidden inside the cards to verify how real they are. So I think, without getting you to elaborate, because that feels like cheating, we could be talking about the fact that it's just the circle of a deck box. The table that Richard Garfield, the original creator of Magic, thought about. Underneath, and some of the things about the backside I can go into after this, which might be the answers, but who knows? I'll take the loss on this.
Look, I'm going to say go into it further, because that was way more information than I have here, and you haven't said the piece of information that I have here, and I feel like if you've got more to say, you'll probably say this piece of information. So I don't want to give you the loss until you've had a chance to win.
So there is 5 colors of magic. The yellow lightish color is called white. There is blue, red, black, and green. Now, in recent times, white has been more phased for a yellowish color, and black has been phased out for more of a purple black tone. This is just an evolving climate of...
For, like, accessibility reasons?
Accessibility and political correctness, I believe. Not that I'm saying that's a negative thing, just that it is what it is.
Yeah. Political correctness is a thing that exists, and overall, it's usually a good thing.
Absolutely. So when we're talking about the Magic the Gathering back cards, the card itself is printed on a blue layer of cardboard. This is, at least it has been for probably 29-ish years now. And the green dot is actually the verifying dot on the card. It has a hidden representative inside it, so that way it can be verified as a real Magic card. If we're talking about the actual, it has the logo of the cards on the backs, unless it is a tournament card, which will have a gold border on it. I'm sure that there's something very obvious that I'm missing.
There is,
but
I feel like you've given way more depth than my answer has, so I feel like you should count that as a win regardless. What I've got is, you know, what the back of the card is supposed to represent is it's actually supposed to be like a spell book. Visually, that's the motif it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I said Richard Garfield's table of spells, so yeah, you got me.
There is also, in what I was reading, the sentence structure was a little bit odd, and I feel like there's a pun or a joke here, but like, it's a library book. Something, a library of cards. I don't fully understand what that was.
Okay, so I can explain that one clearly. So instead of calling it a deck of Magic cards, the deck is called a library, because as what the rules originally intended you to be, a wizard, you were a wizard that would sling spells. So the library is where you get your spells from, and summon all of your spells from. Because every card in your deck, unless it is a land, is a spell.
Cool.
So, after a while, they changed the terminology to move away from being wizards and to being planeswalkers instead.
And that's where we get the whole planeswalker.
Technically, planeswalkers came in first, but yes.
Something I like to do, Aumnoko, in like a Nuzlocke challenge that says having more than 2 Nuzlocke challenges at all, is I try to use one Pokemon for the purpose of catching another Pokemon. So like, that one's got the status effects, that one is not too high level, that one has weak attacks so that I can not kill whatever I'm fighting. Kind of throwing it out there because it's a strategy that I have developed, and I think this is your first Nuzlocke challenge, isn't it?
Absolutely. However, I'm not seeing the point in that because my Pokemon seem to be weak anyway. And to be honest, I'm not having a problem with catching Pokemon. Just a rule where I can't actually catch more than one person.
Yeah.
I've got every Pokemon on my first try so far.
Well, look at you, Mr. Special.
You, right? That answer is you.
Yeah, the answer is me, definitely.
Because you're the most important one in this room.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand that. It's a very, very important and meaningful part of our relationship.
You see, with just one hit, I got that Spinnerack down to exact range.
Nice. I feel like I should probably move on. I've just been grinding here in the grass for pretty much this entire playthrough. I've hit the bridge, and then I've just been hiding out in the grass. So, yeah. I didn't check the level. I don't want to move on because I don't want to accidentally lose my Pokemon.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Okay. Ooh, Pokemon battle.
of my Trubish is slowly getting there.
Heck yeah.
Level 6 already. So we don't have the same accident we had last time.
Okay, that is a way up. That is a way up. Alright, the outside guy. Okay, and that is a way up. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the gym. But I'm gonna follow the wonderful principle of you're exploring a new area, just pick a wall and follow that.
Seems like it's probably a good time to actually heal.
To actually what?
Heal. I'm not going to take the chance of losing the Trubbish again.
Oh no! I totally
Oh no, what happened?
I just realized sorry. I just remembered something that I had been told by my friend. Did you happen to take note of what the first gym was?
Yep.
It's electric type Pokemon.
And you took a...
I took a Brokey, and I have a Pidgey. And I don't actually know anything, like, Bidoof is a normal type. You know what, I should actually take a look at all of my Pokemon, actually get to know what they are. Alright, Brokey, is lonely. Aww, and very finicky. And has Torrent. Boosts water type moves when at a certain... Oh, right, I know that thing. Yeah. Alright, next one. Pidgey, normal flying. It's mischievous with an impish nature. Others can't lower this Pokemon's defense stat. Oh, that's cool. Alright, my Bidoof. This Pokemon ignores an opponent's stat raises. I'm not sure if that means that the enemy can't get stat raises or it just doesn't get the benefits of them. I'm not sure.
Benefits.
Alright, cool. Relaxed nature, somewhat stubborn. It is a normal type. Oh, that's an electric type. My Pachirisu, my Bailnorn, is an electric type.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, capable of taking hits. That's good. May find an item in battle or after a victory. So that can actually pick up Pokemon. Pick up items. But it hasn't.
With the addition,
walking around I've done, it has not picked up anything.
with the addition of the Zigzagoon, as I finally gotten through those double battles with the Trubish, aka Traxxas.
Oh, I wish I
finally get to name.
I wanted to watch that.
So, for Zigzagoon, we have the Planeswalker known as Ashiok. Now, this is an incredibly interesting Planeswalker. Ashiok is considered a non-binary Planeswalker, so without gender, was the first of its kind, and it does prefer the pronoun it, so please don't come at me for saying that. It is a nightmare weaver that prefers to delight in the tortures of its victims. It especially went to a certain plane that is mapped off the Goldilocks curse, where the entire inhabitants were asleep, and it fed upon their nightmares.
That's cool. That sounds real cool.
In the most recent set, the Planeswalker known as Jace pretended to be Ashiok, so he could be an outlaw cowboy, and steal treasure from a vault.
I do not like that I'm fighting grass type Pokemon. That is only using track, that is fine. Okay, well, I'm going to run back to a Pokemon Center, and while I do that, I should prep my next question for you.
I completely forgot to go to a healing center first. Whoops.
Please go to a healing center. I do not want you to lose yet. Awesome. Let's pull up the next question for you. Alright. Here's an interesting one. So, this question is about the Legends expansion. I don't know anything about it at all, but there was apparently a Legends expansion. What other game were all or at least several of the characters from the Legends set based off of? Whoa.
Well, there goes my 60-gun.
What?
Immediate one-hit KO.
What? No!
Yeah, this ducklet is incredibly strong.
Oh, stop fighting trainers with your Pokemon.
I didn't mean to, I just accidentally walked into them.
I'm just getting scared. I'm gonna go back to grinding a little bit. Every time you suffer a setback, I'm getting scared. I'm so sorry.
There it is. There's the healing center.
Anyway, yeah, the Legends set, the Legends expansion.
Are you sure you're talking about the Legends set?
What I have written here is the Legends expansion.
Do you mind repeating the question there?
Okay. All the characters from the Legends expansion. Shiny Spinnerack. Yeah, all the characters from the Legends expansion are inspired by a different game. What is that game? Like, they actually came, like, the inspiration they all came from another game.
I've genuinely never heard of this before, to be honest. Because there was a set right before it, which is Arabian Nights, which is a clear reference to the 1001 Nights. However, I've never heard anything about Legends before, to be honest.
Okay. I don't know. Do not know anything about the Arabian Nights one. But yeah, the answer to that question was they're actually based on D&D characters that the creators played in their campaign.
That actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, no, never knew that.
Fair enough. Am I asking questions that are too difficult?
No, not particularly.
Okay, cool.
I just relating to periods when I was only just born.
Yeah, fair. Like, I got a lot of these questions by just grabbing things from the Wizards of the Coast website, so this is, like, as reputable questions as I can come up with, except I don't understand half of them, so I don't know how difficult some of them are.
I mean, there was a few other things about the Legends set that made it fairly unique or specific, which was that it was the first set to feature Legendary as a card type. Before that, Legends didn't exist, hence the name of the set. In addition, in multiple other sets, they actually opened Legends cards. Oh crap! Random battle, no. And from those packs of Legends, they actually repacked them into booster boxes, so that way you could open a card from 30 years prior through the new set.
Oh, that's cool!
This happened in the sets Zendikar in 2008, and it also happened in Dominaria United, which was fairly recent.
That's really cool, and I wish you told me, because I totally would have bought some of those things just to kind of enter into the question.
Well, it was incredibly rare, and they were only in the... Sorry, they were incredibly rare, and they were only like one per box. For a $400 box, I would not have recommended trying to randomly get them.
Oh, fair enough.
I personally opened a Pit Scorpion, which is a very, very average card. So if anyone needs a Pit Scorpion, feel free to hit us up, actually. But one of the local people at my store, the local store I play at, actually did open one of the most expensive cards in the set. And it is valued at approximately 1,000 USD.
Nice. Well, while you were talking, I actually caught that shiny Spinnerack that I found.
Whoa, good work. You've got 2 shinies now, right?
Yeah, I have 2 shinies now. There must be an upped chance for shinies in this game. Because like that 2 in the starting area. So this one, oh, my name, right? Cool. This one is going to be called Draco Lich, which is once again another kind of freaking lich, because all of these are liches, except it's a dragon. It is a dragon lich. I'm actually having an interesting time with Draco Liches at the moment in my side project. Just a little bit of a half tangent here. So, why does that? There we go. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm actually pretty certain that when I made you that Magic the Gathering deck, I actually included a Draco Lich in it.
Oh, really?
Because there was a crossover between D&D and Magic the Gathering, because they're owned by the same host company, Wizards of the Coast. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually gave you one. If not, I'll have to rectify that.
I will have to check the set you gave me, because I know I went through and I looked at all the artwork and all sorts of things. I don't remember that. But I don't remember most of the cards that were in there, really. It was just like, ooh, pretty. And I didn't understand what I was looking at. But, awesome. Okay, so, what I was saying about, the, whole Draco Lich situation. So, one of the side project I'm working on at the moment, is, like, just getting a whole lot of, like, making story books, full of Forgotten Realms, that can be given to players and that sort of thing. And I'm doing the whole thing with the Undead, which is where all these names are coming out of. And the Draco Lich is a weird situation, because they're all just called Dracos. They're all just called Dracos. They're all just called this, but there are clearly different types of Draco Lich in the lore. There are those that they're called the Dragon Mage, and there are those that gods make, and there are those that the dragons themselves turn themselves into. And there also seems to be a sort of demi-lich, Draco Lich thing. And like, I know these things exist, but I'm like, it's looking at the lore, it's like, are these mechanically different? As far as I'm aware, there is no mechanical difference between all of these different types of undead. But it's interesting seeing how there are so many different sources of these different types of Draco Lich. And I'm waiting to find some piece of lore that goes, no, this is this particular way. At least from the lore end, aside from the method of creation, like the, the abilities that they have at the end of the day. Yeah, I haven't really started my deep dive into that specifically yet, but that is one of the big things that I've got to do, is do a big dive into Draco Liches and be like, right, cool, how many types of Draco Liches are there, and are they different enough to actually belong in different categories?
So, I'm sure that there probably will be enough different kinds of Draco Lich, because, I mean, you've only got, what, 5 editions and how many other spin-offs of D&D by now?
A lot, yep.
I do have one interesting question for you.
Yeah?
Have you managed to find the Old Rod yet?
The Old Rod? What?
Yeah, while you were talking, I actually managed to find the Old Rod. So I have an interesting question. Technically, I haven't actually caught anything in the Old City, unless you're counting the underground section. So I found a Grimer by using my Old Rod. Now, have I technically caught a Pokemon in this area? I'll leave this to you to decide, because I have to either catch it or kill it.
Yeah, the standard rule for Nuzlocke is it's the first Pokemon in the area. We are making an exception for gift or event Pokemon, so for example that Zigzagoon that you caught, if you'd already caught a Pokemon, no, had already caught a Pokemon in that area, but you get that because of an event. But fishing counts as a regular Pokemon hunt, so if you have already caught a Pokemon in that area, fishing and headbutting trees and smashing rocks, they're all still Pokemon in that same area.
What I'm saying though is that the Trubbish was inside a building, and it wasn't necessarily in this area.
Oh, you're saying if it's in a building doesn't count?
Yeah.
That's a good point because I'm not. My instinct is to say no, right? We're still in the same area.
Yeah. I'm fine to go with that. I was just curious.
Yeah. Look, let me put it this way: my reason for doubting right now is because you've lost so much, and I'm like, can I give you a leg up here? Can we bend the rules at the moment? But if we were asking this question before we started play, I would have said they should be count as the same area.
Well, we've got the same area then. I'm not going to try and fit up with the rules on this one, and I just knocked out the Grimer.
Bye, Grimer. West. So okay. We have so far been to 2 different areas. Which I don't think counts as a separate area from where the Pokemon Center is. But that area to the west, where like is and all that sort of thing, that is a separate area.
Yeah. So this is where the train was.
Yeah, behind the train. The train. The train I think is a different area from where we got our starter Pokemon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
if you're looking on my screen, no, because I went underneath the house in this general vicinity.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the Trubbish.
Yeah. So I would consider that to be the Pokemon of that area, unless it was an event.
No, because I was able to replicate it, so I'm going to assume it's not.
Okay. Then no, that you've already had that Pokemon for that area then. Cool. Yeah. Do I need to ask you a question, or do you need to ask me a question? I don't think you asked me a question after I thought about it.
That's a good point. All right. We've given you some easy questions that you've been able to answer pretty quickly.
Sometimes
and this is going to be... Yeah, no.
Yep.
So I'm going to have to look at a different kind of caliber of question here. Now this is up for heavy debate because of the sentiment between itself and something else. For the purposes of this question, I will be referring to the most common rules of zombiness.
Okay.
So, whilst Night of the Living Dead popularized the undead, what is the first movie to have a zombie?
Ooh, that's a So I'm gonna say I don't know, just straight off the bat. However, I'm willing to bet that whatever it was like more of a Doom zombie sort of thing. So it was probably some sort of, the reason I'm going with this is actually an Angry Beavers reference, to be perfectly honest. Like some sort of like almost cabin in the woods-esque, Frankensteinian monster situation, except instead of Frankenstein's monsters, creating zombies. And no, I could not tell you the name of that movie. No, I could not say that anything I'm saying right now is true with real confidence. I've seen references in like Angry Beavers and a few other shows to the same genre of like Maduan zombie sort of thing. And like it's clearly a reference to a specific movie in a lot of these cases, and I've never seen that movie. I'm willing to bet that that is the movie that we're talking about here, that is the whatever it is.
Alrighty. So you're not sure? With no guesses or anything like that?
I don't have any guesses, no.
Alrighty then. And now, I am aware that our chat may eventually come back to tell us that I'm wrong, because there is a consideration for a 1910 movie. However, I've excluded it from this list because technically, whilst it does have a zombie in it, it does not meet the stereotypical convention of the undead.
Don't tell me it's going to be
the first one.
Or something.
No, it would not be Nosferatu technically, because that is not a zombie, which is what I technically did ask.
Yep.
Whilst some people do argue that Frankenstein technically was a zombie movie, the 1931 movie.
I disagree with that.
I mean, I personally wholly disagree with it. So in this, I would say the first movie to include it is actually the movie White Zombie. And you are correct, it is a voodoo or hoodoo movie. And it features effectively a slave to dark magics.
Cool.
Had to get you somehow.
I was half right.
You definitely got the thematics of the movie.
I'm still taking a drink.
It is in black and white, so if anyone does want to watch it, it is an interesting movie, albeit a bit slow for our current modern next.
Yeah, fair enough. I will have to track it down and watch it sometime. But on that note, that just made me realise. So, as we said earlier, we are currently, like, every time we play a question, every time we catch a Pokemon, we're taking a drink. I am drinking some common tools, and this is a Scotch. And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because this Scotch only recently became available in Australia. I think it might have gone up now, but there was a point in time where it was actually relatively underpriced in order to like try and establish the market here in Australia. Which is when I bought this bottle. So I think the price is a bit now. But
I feel like there's probably a few good distributors that you can find these kind of bottles at. If you're not already subscribed to things like the English and Scotch clubs, go ahead.
Many years ago, if you wanted this drink, you had to order it in specifically because the company that made it, the distillery that made it, did not sell to Australians. You actually had to get a British, but like they didn't sell it outside of England, outside of Britain.
Wow.
So, like, if you wanted this Scotch, you had to get it from a company that was based in the UK and have it sent to you. Which isn't quite what I did. Like, I was in Scotland and I was introduced to this drink. And I liked it. And then I bought some. And then when I got back to Australia, I discovered it wasn't available in Australia. And I had to go through all this rigmarole to get some. And now, as of like in the last couple of years, I think, it is actually now available in Australia. Finally! The first time I had this was like almost 20 years ago. Not quite that long. That like 20 years ago I would have been below drinking age. But over 15 years ago.
It's pretty crazy that it can take so long to come back. I mean, it's possible that they took so long to come down because importation rules are incredibly expensive when you're trying to first set up, especially for taxation. I mean, I know that Australia has one of the highest taxation rates on imported alcohols, ranging between like 30 to almost 50%.
Oh, wow.
And they charge by the volume of the item.
So like...
It can be incredibly expensive to actually get something down here. I remember this because I had to look it up one time when I had a person in Croatia offer me a bottle of their plum brandy from their own personal collection. And while it would have been like approximately $15, 15 Australian dollars, 10 USD-ish, to actually buy it in Croatian equivalency, it was going to cost approximately $80 to have it shipped here and pay the tax on it.
Wow.
If that gives you an idea of how expensive those kind of things can change.
Yeah.
Now, looking it up, it was approximately 48% of the money was spent on taxation there. And that was pretty crazy to my small brain, young brain, I should say, at the time.
I mean, it's kind of crazy to me now. It just occurred to me that I should probably buy some Pokeballs. I don't actually know how many I have.
I already bought some at the start in top of what we already have.
Yeah, I hadn't. I just
only used 2 of them so far, so...
Now, you are probably way ahead of me at this point, because I have been at the starting area, to be perfectly honest.
I'm doing my best, to be honest.
Say what?
I said I'm doing my best and putting a bit of risk in.
Yeah.
My Trubish is level 10 now, and my Torchic is level 14 almost.
Well, I am going to... I don't like it. I want all my Pokemon to be in a survivable state, and they do not feel like they are in a survivable state.
I don't think they'll ever feel like that in this game.
Probably not.
But we'll never know.
Running.
Personally, I just want to make sure my Trubish could actually survive a few rounds with enemies, and so far it's been good.
This is as far as I got through before. Okay. When I lost, it was because I clicked on that dumpster and I got attacked by a level 10 rubbish.
Oh no, I caught my Trubbish in a different area. It wasn't in a dumpster at all.
Oh. I don't know where the hell you've been going. You're clearly much further ahead in this game than ever been.
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Yes.
Now, considering we are on our first playthroughs of this game in reality, and we kind of, very noobish at this game, considering we don't really play Pokemon in comparison to the people who probably are enjoying this game a lot more, I feel like it's really nice to point out some of the changes that they've made in this game in comparison to other Pokemon games. Like having the status just there in front of you at all times.
Oh, yeah, actually. Oh, damn, that was much more powerful than I expected. Right. I do not like this. Yep, nope, we are switching out of that. I am going to risk this Pokemon is only at yellow. Like, okay, so just so you know, I vaguely remembered that there was an event Pokemon, and I tried to recreate the steps to get it, and I'll actually tell you what the steps were so that you can try and catch it yourself. And I believe I was right. I just caught it. So, first, yeah, I'll tell you how I just caught this Pokemon, because it may be important for continuing this game, so that you know that this is possible. I kind of didn't pretend that it was. It was how I thought it was. Anyway, I've just caught myself a Whisper. And this Whisper is just going to be the stock standard freaking Lich. But I'm going to call it the Greater Lich. And there's a reason for that, is that, so this is a fun and game. I think the change happened, there were a couple of changes that happened between editions, right? And I'm not sure if this was a change that happened in 4th edition or a change that happened in 5th edition. I'm pretty sure it's a change that happened going into 5th edition. But there are actually 2 types of Lich, and there are 2 types of Demi-Lich. And there's this little bit of a problem with how to reconcile that with the lore, because they're both just Lich. And it's one of those situations where, you know, edition changes, the monster changes, it reprints, you know, what their abilities are and, you know, certain things about their lore and what they're like. And you either have to go, what do you mean? It's always been like this. This massive lore change that is here? No, there is no lore change. You know, there is no lore change in Barsing Say. Or you have to come up with an explanation for, you know, oh yeah, like, you know, there was the Second Sundering and it changed some nature of this thing, or there's some other lore explanation. Regardless, there are essentially 2 types of Lich, and it's an ongoing thing in the lore that there are 2 types of Lich, even though the mechanics don't represent it in this weird sort of way. And the 2 types are, there are some Liches that basically are, you become a Lich, and for the next 900 years, you don't have to care at all about anything. Yes, you can feed souls to your phylactery for additional power, but you don't need to. But once you hit 900 years, if you don't feed souls to your phylactery, you will probably go insane, because, you know, you're not maintaining your own soul. And the frequency you have to do that, I think, is once every 777 days or something like that. In order to maintain your sanity, and you just have to do some spells to maintain your phylactery. It's not exactly that big of a deal at all. But in 5th edition, possibly 4th edition, but 4th edition I'm pretty sure is where they did the same, a weird thing with them Liches. In 5th edition, Liches now have to maintain themselves by draining people's souls. They can't be passive agents and just sit around for 900 years just chilling it out and then going, oh, it's been 900 years, maybe I can do something. No, now every, I think it's actually like something real small, like 100 days or something, but that, like, now in much more regular increments, they have to obtain someone's soul, feed it to the phylactery, or they will physically degrade into a demi-lich. Which I'll talk more about demi-liches another time. Probably that'll be the next one, honestly. But it ends up, you end up having these 2 types of liches: the ones that don't need to feed souls to their phylactery at all for 900 years, and the ones that need to do it all the time. And both of them have their, like, from a game perspective, what 5th edition did is made them active agents, right? These liches now have to act. They have to be villains. They have to do things. They have to engage with the world. They can't just be static things in the background. Which I like. But I don't like that the way 5th edition presents it is all liches are like this now. Like, all 100% of liches are like this. They don't talk about the other type of lich at all. And I'm like, I actually disagree with that, because having that variety and, you know, there are some liches that can just be these static things in the background that stagnate, that do nothing, that just sit back and watch and wait for the perfect time to strike. And that is the embodiment of their being. They don't have to do anything for 900 years, and even when they do, it's trivial, it's small, it doesn't take much. That is a very different concept, and brings about a different kind of story, a different kind of horror to you're a lich, and if you don't, you know, every few, like every 100 days or whatever it is, you don't get a soul. Now you have to be an active agent in the world. May not be all the time, but you still have to be a more regular active agent. I like both of them being a thing that exists. So in my lore book that I'm writing, I do actually present both, and you have the Greater Lich and the Lesser Lich, and this is where I come back to that theory about the Arc Lich, that, the Arc Lich is the pinnacle form of Lich. Because the Arc Lich doesn't need souls at all. That is one of the things that differentiates the Arc Lich from everybody else, is that they don't require souls at all. Like that 900-year limit for regular Liches? No, they don't have that. So, if you end up with, if you include all of them, you end up with these grades of wisdom, which basically, because some people are working with corrupted recipes, corrupted phylacteries, like they're not perfect, and they don't necessarily know it. So, like there's just these grades of imperfection. I feel like that adds a richness to the lore and a richness to the story, and it's one of those things that does actually kind of exist back in 2nd edition. You can read between the lines and find it in 3rd edition, and then in 4th edition and 5th edition they kind of tried to get rid of all of that and just make everything the same. Yeah.
So, Flair,
Enter the
I hate to
edition
interrupt your tangent before we get into the edition wars, but whilst you were rambling on there, I actually managed to catch 2 Pokemon.
Wow, how long was my ramble?
So I managed to find an event Pansia, which I've nicknamed Joda. Joda being the unifier of Dominaria, which is one of the main planes that is rich in Magic the Gathering lore. Almost every single set for, well, when I say every single set, probably about 50 to 60% of the sets that have been made in the 30 years of Magic the Gathering have been set in Dominaria. So it's basically their recurring homeworld. So Jodo was an incredibly powerful wizard who survived through an ice age and has assisted with reuniting Dominaria.
Okay.
And I've now got Anoida, who I'm going to be naming Kaya.
And what about Kaya?
So Kaya is a spectral assassin coming from the homeworld of Tevoy, I think it's called. We technically haven't actually been there yet, but she was first introduced in a format called Conspiracy. Her main notable things is that she goes around killing people. That's pretty much all of her lore. She's some kind of assassin in the storyline every single time.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh no.
I guess I need to ask you 2 questions now and you need to ask me one.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well let's take it in turns. I will ask the first question. Also, I almost died. I just fought a level 10 Goldeen and it almost killed my Furky, my starter Pokemon.
Oh no.
Oh, this is where you got the fishing rod from. This guy's saying that he's got a fishing rod somewhere laying around. Alright, look. What would you like to do first? The questions, or would you like me to tell you where you can possibly catch an extra Pokemon?
Beat me up, Scotty.
I don't know what that means.
I said beat me up, Scotty. Hit me with the questions.
Oh, okay. Alright. Let's make this one an easy one. Actually, let's make both of these easy ones. I've got a couple of true or false questions here. That's what we're going to go with. Alright.
I have a 50 chance either way. Let's go.
Yep. True or false? Back in the 90s, they put bubblegum in the booster packs. True or false?
I have a funny feeling this one is actually true. And it was only for very specific boosters.
Is that your final answer?
It is actually.
It is false. They didn't actually do it, but they did propose it. They were seriously going to do it, but...
Because I thought they did it with Fallen Empires.
No. It was the... okay, according to the Wizards of the Coast website, if they did it otherwise, I don't know, but according to the Wizards of the Coast website, the Unglued 2 set, which is unpublished, they never actually published it, they were going to do that, and then they didn't publish the set.
Well, I mean, the second Unglued set was technically released quite a few years later. But yes, that is fair.
So, I guess yes, you have to drink.
Oh no, not another drink.
I know, how terrible. Alright, and now your question for me?
Ooh. I feel like no matter what I ask, you're just going to answer it immediately. Alrighty, so my new question for you is, what is the name for the preferred deity of the Red Wizards of Thay?
I want to say it's Kossuth, who is the fire elemental god. I'm relatively certain that is correct. If he is not the primary deity, he is one of them. So I'm just going to go with Kossuth.
That is what I had listed. Would you like to explain what the Red Wizards of Thay are?
Sure. So if you've seen the D&D movie, you probably know what the Red Wizards of Thay are, because they are the villains of that particular D&D movie, the most recent one, as opposed to the other three. Count them sometime. There are 3 other D&D movies, and some of them are actually half decent. Important disclaimer there. But yeah, the Red Wizards of Thay are basically... They are the bad guys of the setting. If you had to pick one group that was the bad guys, it's the Red Wizards of Thay. It's a mage society. They are, these days, they are ruled by Saztab, who is a lich. So very fitting for everything I've been talking about today. But they were all about power for themselves, expansion for themselves. But they're also one of the very few empires, countries, nations, whatever you want to call them. They're one of the few factions in the Forgotten Realms that deals with slavery. Human factions in the Forgotten Realms that deals in slavery. There are a few non-humans that deal in slavery, but the Thayans are one of the big ones. And something isn't necessarily well known, and like people have all of the alignment debates and all of the alignment discussions. Ed Greenwood a while ago, about 2 years ago now, outright came out and said, Ed Greenwood, if anyone doesn't know, was the original creator of the Forgotten Realms. He came out and said that any society that practices slavery is evil. That there is, like, you know, any character that practices that slavery is an evil character. Like, no ambiguity here. It's just like, sure, they might be good in every other respect. They might be the nicest whatever person, blah, 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 blah. They practice slavery, they're evil. That is just straight, like, that was the thing that he put into law books. That is actually in the semi-canon. There is a huge canon argument to be made here, but in the book Land of the Red Wizards, which is available on the DM's Guild, it's not an official Wizards of the Coast publication, but Ed Greenwood had a direct hand in writing it, making it, adding lore to it, and that particular part of it is one of the things that came directly from Ed's mouth.
So, speaking of direct things from someone's mouth, if you take a quick look at my screen...
Did you catch another Pokemon?
Damn right I did.
Hells yeah!
It's an event Pokemon, so this one gets to... because I found a certain item and provided it to someone, I have now unlocked my new Delibird named Teferi. Teferi is a recurring character through Magic Academy's history, and for Teferi, we're talking about a wizard who has become popularized and helped save his homeworld of Zelfia. He actually is a wizard that is so strong he can phase out an entire continent from existence. And he did this for over 1,000 years.
What, phasing out continents for 1,000 years?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is insanity.
So the problem with that is that he lost everyone he ever knew by doing it, because he had to stay outside the bubble.
Alright, actually, so, two things. While I'm looking at your stream, I still have questions that I need to ask you.
I know, right?
So awesome. I'm going to ask you the two questions, and then I'm going to show you another Pokemon to catch. So to do that, I don't know how far away you are from the starting area, from there, but I would recommend going back there so I can get you an extra Pokemon. But let's, hang on, let's have a look at what the next question I have for you is. Alright. True or false? There is a card where the artist drew a duck instead of a dragon.
I'm genuinely trying to think of a card that would match that. Like, I mean, is the card meant to be a dragon? Just to clarify.
I feel like if I try and answer that question, I might answer one way or the other, or I'll say something wrong. So I will.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Because I don't know enough of the context to know how much can I say without giving anything away.
Look, on the grand principle of things, I think I can actually argue for the fact that this would actually be true.
What is your argument?
So, there is a few things that may be represented as dragons, and for one of the most recent examples of something that would be considered similar to a duck, the goose mother is a goose hydra. And honestly, it could have been the artist's interpretation of what a dragon would look like as a hydra, and was changed at a later date. There is also a dragon hydra that does have very similar appearance to a bird. That is called a Shivan dragon, I believe, or Shivan hydra.
Nice! Look, I'm going to say you got it right, because the answer is it is true. Your argument is fascinating, and had a lot of stuff to do with that I don't have here at all.
Obviously, for the people watching us in this post scenario, we may actually add these cards to the screen, so you can get a bit more of a context about what the hell I mean.
Yeah,
who knows?
Once one of us actually learns how to do good video editing and has a good video editor. Yeah. Alright, so the answer that I've got here, yes, it is true. It was a miscommunication. What the Wizard of the Coast asked the artist was draw a drake getting hit by a bolt of lightning. A drake is the term for a male duck.
Look, that makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah, so it was just a straight-up miscommunication. The artist didn't know a drake was a type of dragon, they knew they had to draw a drake, so they drew a male duck getting hit by lightning.
What card is this? I feel like I need it.
Like, again, this is one of those things I got from the Wizard of the Coast website. It said that this was a thing, but it didn't give me the card. So, I can't tell you specifically what card it was. But apparently that was the thing. And apparently it's not the only, like, it was the example they used. Apparently there's been a bunch of card art that have been the product of miscommunications between the company and the artist. Alright, so...
I'm genuinely trying to find this card, to be honest, so...
Please don't try and find this card. If you find it, you may find answers to other questions I have here.
I'm not looking at the Wizard's website, I'm looking at the official images of cards.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So as long as you aren't going to ask me about a duck, I think we'll be fine. Because I don't think you're going to ask me about personal decoy, for example.
Probably not. Okay, so, I can see your stream now. Alright, so, would you like a Whismur? Assuming it spawns Whismur.
Sure, why not?
Alright, so, I'm gonna try and follow what you do. Get off the bridge.
Alright, I get off the bridge.
and then go west towards the train.
Let's get the train wreck with.
Yeah. Now, not the first passage up. Once you, yep, the second one. That's it. That one. Go up that one. All right. Now, stop. Go back down. Just at that intersection. So, that building to your left. If you haven't been in there already, go talk to the old man, and he should give you a thing called Poker Snack.
I think I already have that.
Excellent. Alright. Step outside that building and instead go to the right. And at the end of the road, when you go to the right, keep going to the right. There's a building. Oh, there's a train.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Must have skipped this one.
Oh, you got this. But yeah, in that building to the right, there's a Wisma. If you go in there without a poker stack, it doesn't spawn. If you go in there with a poker stack, I don't know if it definitely will spawn, but there we go. Yeah, it spawns if you have a poker stack, and then you fight it, and it's only level 5.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. I have accidentally just leveled up my Wisma to level 10 because I wasn't paying attention. We've been talking just like, okay, answering another question, answering another question, answering another question, asking another question. I just wasn't paying attention. I just kept leveling up the Whisper.
Alrighty, so we've got another blue-white planeswalker, just like Teferi. We're going with Narset for this one. Narset is a planeswalker that originally appeared in Khans of Tarkir, a set that was about some warring factions that were appearing after the fall of dragons. And then another planeswalker called Sarkhan reset the timeline to let dragons live on. Narset is one of the most interesting things about Narset is that they're the first openly autistic planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering. At least that's what I've read. I'm hoping that Wizards hasn't errated that to make me look weird.
No, that's cool. So I should probably ask you another question.
2 questions.
Yeah, wait, 2 questions. Oh yeah, because I haven't asked you enough questions yet.
Oh, look at that. Whoops, I've got a full party now.
Woo!
Full party of super best friends.
Okay. Alright, questions. So those are the true false ones. Alright, here's one that's a bit different for you. How many languages is Magic printed in?
Ooh, are we counting ones that they don't have? I mean, I know that I will technically give away part of the answer.
Currently printed in.
Okay.
Or at least current as of, yeah, but hopefully it's still the same.
Because they recently stopped printing in Russian. And they've printed one of cards in Sanskrit, for example. So, I mean, that's a tricky answer, to be honest. If we're talking about current, I think it's English, Chinese, simplified and traditional, actually, Japanese, French, German. Oh, I feel like there's another one. I'm going to go with 9.
You know what? It almost certainly is actually 9 these days. Because Russian, as you said, it's on my list. They don't do it in that anymore. And I think they stopped doing in Portuguese Portuguese, or at least one of the Chinese. When the Wizards of the Coast website had this information,
it would have been probably 11 to 12.
Yeah, it was 11. And those languages were English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Russian, Japanese, Chinese Traditional, and Chinese Simplified. So it's probably about 9 now, actually. So that was actually a really bad question.
No, that's completely fair. I mean, like, I'm willing to take the drink for that either way, because
No,
I missed Italian at least.
I think that you deserve to keep that. Do I want... You know what? I don't want water Pokemon if there are other Pokemon available in this area. I do like my water Pokemon, but I don't want to waste my time.
What do you mean, waste?
I mean, if I only catch one Pokemon in this area, I want to see if I can catch different Pokemon, not necessarily a water type.
I've been only fishing up Grimers. So I mean, if you want a Grimer, that's pretty strong, right?
Water Fox. I know that Bubble gets multiple Pokemon in a fight. Don't think it's yeah, I'll pick it out. Hopefully I do not regret this. Hello, old lady. No, I do not know the move Alaska. Do I need to ask you another question? I think I need to ask you another question.
You do.
Okay. Alright, so this one I had purely for you to go on a rant if you happen to be able to. What is the funniest translation that you are aware of?
Mistranslation.
I mean, I'm happy with funniest translation, but the point is, you know, it's a funny thing that came out of translating from one to another.
I mean, whilst I do speak with people who use other language cards, I think the only thing I can think of is probably like the portal cards. But I feel like there isn't that many translation issues in Magic the Gathering, at least for English players. Just trying to think laterally about anything like that.
Apparently there is a quiz in this game for determining what your Pokemon type is, and it's 36 questions. I am not doing that right now.
Maybe I should have just done that instead of answering your question.
Maybe.
Not that I've answered it successfully yet.
That would have been a good one for us to do. Alright, so look, I'm not going to count that as a question. I was hoping that we could get a good rant. The website...
No, like it. I think it would probably be getting most of the Chinese cards from Portal. It's probably what the website would reference. I'm not actually looking at it, obviously, so... But yeah, what does the website give?
Yeah, it gave an example of Yawgmoth's agenda, which got translated into Yawgmoth's State Planner.
That's pretty good.
I quite like that. But yeah, I gotta say that doesn't count at all.
Well, that card would be Urza Saga, which was before my time.
Fair enough. So instead, for the actual question that I am going to ask you, how many cards are there?
Oh god. Uh, what date was the website printed?
You know what? That is a terrible question. In that case, I'm gonna ask the follow-up question I had for that one actually, which is, what is the 10,000th card?
Alright, so to go back to the previous question, in case I might get this right, we are probably talking about maybe 50,000-ish unique cards. Is my estimated guess. Because there's no way I'm going to remember that many cards, to be honest. Because you've got about 300 per set over 30 years, and for 30 years you've had approximately 4 per year. So if someone wants to do the math on that, you've got 300 times 4 times 30. Now you've got to accumulate some reprints and some smaller sets or bigger sets than that. So it is not a small amount of cards. The 10,000th card. That is a very good question. Considering I've never actually tried to look that up, I'm probably going to get this wrong, and I'm going to go with Crawlworm.
Awesome. Look, it was a nice try. The correct answer is there actually isn't one.
What?
The production team couldn't figure out how to determine which card would actually be the 10,000th card, but they know which set it's in. It's part of the Shards of Alara set. The 10,000th card is one of the cards in that set, and the designers do not know which one it is.
Oh, whoops. I was not paying attention there. I didn't realize my Pokemon was poisoned.
No!
Oh, well.
I also was not paying attention. I'm glad that you just said that whole thing about paying attention. So I just found a Wurmple. It's the first Pokemon I found in this area that isn't an event Pokemon. And I would have just totally gone straight past it. Just like, obliterate it, move on. So, thank you for that. But this means I have 7 Pokemon.
And what are we doing with 7 Pokemon?
We had actually talked about this, but I can't actually freaking remember what we had decided. Do you remember what we decided?
I don't think we did, to be honest, because I thought it was just we put it in the storage box.
It automatically goes to the storage box if you want it to, or you get a I think what we had decided is you can make your party out of anything that's in your storage box that isn't supposed to be dead. So I think we had decided that we have that freedom to decide. But I honestly don't recall specifically, so if you want to... I called it Lesser Lich. I've already talked about the whole Greater Lesser Lich thing, so, no race there. Yeah. Is there a particular way you want to resolve this? Yeah, do you want to...
No, I think we've been... Oh, I mean, at least I've been having a difficult enough time keeping Pokemon alive.
Yes. Yes. And I am not looking forward to the gym leader fight because, it's just gonna be, I should get back to a Pokemon Center. I do not want to lose my starter Pokemon. That is a thing I do not want. I am getting out of this garden.
Wait, it was my Chimchar that died, not my... Oops. Sorry, not Chimchar, Panseal.
I'm avoiding that person because I'm scared that they're a trainer. I've been in there. I don't know this area. I am running straight all the way back to the start, to the Pokemon Center that's over there, because I don't know where... I know that there's another Pokemon Center, but I don't know where it is. I've never been this far into the game. And I don't know where it is on your map. Oh, my apple. I just know that there's another one. That's everything I know. Oh, do you need to ask me a question?
Oh yeah, you just got another one, didn't you?
Yeah, I just got another one.
Alrighty, I will go with a traditional style question. In the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons, at what spell level does Animate Dead allow you to animate additional minions?
Oh shit. It's either going to be 4th level or 5th level. For additional minions.
Spell level, just to clarify, just making sure you
Yeah.
heard me correctly.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 4.
Alright, we got him, folks.
Damn it!
It's actually a 3rd level spell slot.
Well, I know it's a 3rd level spell slot, but when it allows you to get additional minions on top of the standard.
Yep, 3rd level.
Oh, were you referring to the fact that you can just, like, animate, it allows you to get multiple minions from casting?
Yep.
I misinterpreted the question. I thought you were referring to upcasting it, to get additional minions on top of the norm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So casting it as a 3rd level spell slot, as a School of Necromancy unit, will allow you.
I didn't realise I received
that. Nice.
I just got given a skitty.
I guess that means that you have another question.
Yep. Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell, and you can get like multiple zombies or skeletons with it, but I thought you were referring to on top of the standard.
So casting it as a 3rd level spell slot allows you to get 2 additional.
Look, I accept it. I will have to reread the rules because I am not understanding a part of the question here.
Okay, maybe that's just me misinterpreting it.
Possibly, but I will take a drink. Like, I will accept the possible technical loss, technical success, I don't know, but we're dealing in technicalities, I will take a drink.
Maybe you're just thirsty.
Exactly.
But you just got another skitty, so I think there's a different rule for that.
I don't have another skitty, this is my first skitty.
I know, but you just got another one. It's a new Pokemon that you didn't have before, right?
Yes. So I need to be asking a question.
That's right. Your next question, should you choose to accept it, is D&D has become made popular in what recent TV series?
Are you referring to Stranger Things, or are you referring to the Legends of Aumnoko?
I would have accepted either answer, to be honest, because I said recent. Aumnoko is technically more recent, right?
Yeah,
but obviously, I would say made popular.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily credit Vox Machina, like, the live stream credit for building up, but the TV show hasn't really done much more for D&D that wasn't already there.
I think that there's a wider audience that wouldn't have accepted D&D as readily that are now watching it because of Stranger Things, so...
Yes.
Sorry, they're aware of it.
Definitely has resulted in more people playing D&D and knowing things about D&D. I'm just not sure that the cast of the animated series Vox Machina
considering
had the same effect.
Exactly. Considering Vox Machina is made by people who were already streaming D&D.
Yeah. Like, the Critical Role live stream, you know, that story is from, absolutely, but, yeah. So that skitty I just got, it was from, I went into a random building, and gave an old woman an orange berry, and she gave me a skitty.
Wow, that was pretty great.
I don't know if this is a random event or not, I don't know if this is replicated. But just so you know, if you see a skitty in a building, find the old woman and give her an orange berry.
I think I have an orange berry. I don't know. I'm just leveling my lobies at the moment.
That sounds like a good plan.
I want to get them in all to at least level 10.
Follow this dude, okay. Okay, apparently I've gotten into some guy's hideout.
Nice.
Oh, and no! No! I've got a Pokemon in this area! No!
Oh no.
Oh, there's a Puccina. I found a Puccina. I want it. I want
That's
it.
a pretty
I
good Pokemon.
I like a lot of the dark type Pokemon. Like, you know, if I had to choose, like, you know, oh, we're doing a mono type run, dark Pokemon are my default for that. And I'm like, no.
I feel like you would be an excellent Team Rocket person.
Yes. Yes, I
The
would.
Nefarious Lich. Or, you know, the Nefarious LICH.
When Pokemon Go got released, I was actually an admin for one of the super most popular Pokemon Go Facebook groups, which was Team Rocket Go.
Of course I would.
Yeah, I helped set it up, build it up, and I was an admin for it for a long time. I kind of stopped at some point, you know, handed the reins over to other people, but I'm still friends with a lot of the other admins.
The people who know Flare.
Yeah,
The people who don't.
that is true. That is how it works.
There's always some interesting things about Flare. You never know who's going to know Flare.
That is true. I think it's less true these days than it used to be.
But still amusing nonetheless.
It's still amusing nonetheless. But, yeah, there was a time... Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh?
Shit. I have no idea where the nearest Pokemon Center is, and my...
And you're poisoned?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been carrying around so many antidotes, not gonna lie.
I have potions. If I am good at using potions... Hang on. What are berries do? They add 10 hit points. Okay. What am I on? Okay, let's use an orange.
Gotta every step count.
Yeah, but also, like, there's really fast movement. And I'm...
Now that it's nighttime, I'm finding some very vastly different Pokemon here. I just took out a Hoothoot and a Meowth in the starting area.
Yeah, if the game recognizes daytime and nighttime. Okay. Still good. I think I can make it. I made it!
For those watching me, I'm just trying to level up my Pokemon, so you're probably just going to watch me Ice Shard a lot of things until my Delibird finally has some move other than Ice Shard.
I mean, they watch me do the same thing, so, you know.
I mean, all power to them, right?
Alright, I should probably take the time out to... Do I want to pick the Pokemon that will be on my team? I hate to say it, but I'm actually fairly happy with this team that I've got. So... I don't know... The problem I've got is that I don't actually know a lot of these Pokemon very well. I've got a Skitty and a Wurmple, which I know Wurmple is basically the Caterpie of, like, 3rd gen. Or maybe the 2nd gen, but, like, you know, there's you know... No, like, it levels
I
up
actually didn't really
more
remember.
quickly.
I mean, just check the Pokedex probably, right?
Yeah. I can. It's more of I'm thinking in terms of strategy. Like I've got a gym to fight. I've got a gym to survive. And I just don't know enough about the Pokemon game to know whether or not I should switch out Pokemon and I should change my team up. But like, I want to keep the shinies in the team just because they're shiny. That's it. That's just because of the shiny. I like Pidgey as a Pokemon. I like Pidgeot as a Pokemon, so I want it on my team for that reason. I know it's a water type, but it's my starter, so I'm like keeping it on my team. I do not give a damn about Bailnor, the squirrel Pokemon I've got, but it has pickup. Like it picks up random items for me, so I want that. And then the last one is Whimsar, which I accidentally leveled up to 10, so I don't want to waste the accidental leveling up. I am, however, going to buy a bunch of antidotes. Have you saved, by the way?
It's been a while, I think. But yeah, I'll save again in a second.
Yeah, it has been a while since I have saved also. So I'm just going to get back... Oh, the Pokemon Center was right there! I would have walked back past it! Oh no, my Pokemon has been poisoned! The nearest Pokemon Center is like 20 steps away.
Oh my, we've already been 2 hours into this game. Two hours of constantly grinding. Oh my god, that's a shiny.
You found the shiny?
Yeah, look at my screen. The Rattata is, yeah, it's like a golden. Let's hope I don't knock it out. Oh, very close. Let's go, let's get this. One shot, one capture.
You got this, you got this.
Heck yeah. So if you actually look on the screen, next to the HP bar, there's like a little caption it. You might be able to see my mouse just hovering over it. I'm pretty sure that indicates that it's a shiny, by the way.
Yeah, I came to that conclusion as well. That definitely means it's a shiny. I wasn't 100% certain about my two Pokemon, but with that, yeah.
So we've got a new Planeswalker that's coming into this equation. Now, I've already talked about the Khans of Tarkia, and because I've mentioned Narset before, but the next one is Ujin. Ujin is a spirit dragon who is also the companion, the egg companion of the Necrobolus that I mentioned before, both being very elder dragons. Where Necrobolus is mainly predominantly a villain, Ujin, his egg twin, is a hero in most aspects. Originally did die during the Khans of Tarkia, however was because Sarkhan went back in time and changed the present, Ujin was resurrected.
Cool.
So there's some interesting lore in that.
So I have something for you. I caught a Pokemon earlier, like I told you that I got the Pokemon earlier, and I just got another one. I just got that Kricketot event. So I just got that one. So you need to ask me 2 questions, but also, that means I've had 2 names that I also didn't talk about.
My god, how dare you.
I know, I got distracted with whatever else we were talking about and doing. So, the 2 names that I've had, and I can't open the Pokemon up because they're currently in the thing. Back in the Opal Ward? Okay, I'm not going in there for now. So yeah, there's Lichni, which what a Lichni is it's the spirit of the Lich. So it's basically its soul, and it only exists in D&D as when you destroy a Lich's body, its spirit, which is intangible, untouchable, unkillable, it is just a thing that exists, travels back to its phylactery And along the way, if it wants, it can possess a corpse, turn it into a wight, and if it does that, and then eats any part of its own corpse, like its real body, it doesn't need to return to its phylactery, it immediately becomes a lich again. So, you know, the lichny is just the soul of the lich, basically. The other one that I've just done, which is actually very similar to the first one that I did, is the Ulitha Lich, which is another type of Mind Flayer Illithid Lich, except there is a type of Mind Flayer called an Eleutherid, which has 6 tentacles instead of 4, and it has the ability to become an Elder Brain. That's its basic role in Illithid society. And it is technically a different kind of Lich from the Alhoon. How it is technically a different kind of Lich, I do not know. I do not understand. I have never found any meaningful difference between them, but something that was mentioned when it came to the Alhoon, and it also applies to the Lich, is that Mind Flayers have got spell resistance, which means that their transformation into a Lich is always imperfect, because they actually resist the process of transformation. So all Mind Flayer Liches, all of them, are imperfect in the lore. I just love.
No way.
Don't do that. What?
Look at my screen. Meow.
Okay, so I think that's an alert. Oh no!
No!
Shiny.
No!
No!
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh no! Oh, I was so rooting for you just then.
More XP for the machine, I guess.
Oh. Oh, I am so sorry to see it. So sorry to see it. Big barrel? I don't think I have whatever a big barrel is. I found the dude who wants to train a Pokemon for a Bibarel. I don't know. I don't have a Bibarel. I don't even know what Pokemon he was offering. So
It's a squirrel type Pokemon.
cool. I don't have it. Oh, you need to ask me questions. 2 questions.
Alright, so technically I'm running out of questions now because we've been progressing through this at a steady pace that we didn't expect, clearly.
Yeah, I'm actually out of questions as well.
Which is absolutely fine.
I've got other questions that I can ask you, but it's not any of the pre-prepared ones.
So, this is my... Well, I mean, I technically accidentally asked you one of my questions as a follow-up question to something else we did before, so...
Just to
I'm gonna
interject, my
remove
starter
that.
Pokemon is evolving.
Wow. What level did that happen at?
16.
Oh, nice.
I think every single starter Pokemon evolves at 16.
No, because unless this game changed it, there is actually rules to that.
Oh, fair enough. Anyway,
It's 14, 16, 18, depending on the Pokemon.
fair
Usually.
enough. Alright, so you were going to say some words.
Yeah, so I kind of skipped over one of the questions for you, which was what society in the Forgotten Realms has been known for their nature as being unalived?
Hang on, ask the question again.
Yep, what society in the Forgotten Realms has been known for their nature as being dead?
Oh, my very first thought is Shadowbar, which isn't technically correct because they shouldn't count as dead or undead. I honestly don't know the answer to this question. I know that there's the Boneyard, which is fully populated by undead, but that's not really the question to ask. I don't know.
You see, this was technically a trick question, because they originally had to be dead to become undead.
Yeah. So what, this was just a straight up trick question?
Yep. The answer I was looking for was the Red Wizards of Fate.
I mean,
Because after a certain point, they all were made into undead.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Okay, well, at least that's what it says as per lore-wise in Forgotten Realms.
Okay, so all of the Zolkirs at one point, the leaders of the were made into undead, into leaders specifically. But, especially in 5th edition, there was a whole lot of lore that was basically... Yeah, that didn't end up working very well. Having leaders of society with independent thought was actually useful. So there are, once again, humans amongst the leadership. But also, the general population of Fae is not undead. A lot of the labourers are. What the percentage split is very debatable. But yeah, most of that population is still alive.
Because I thought there were, well, I mean, at least according to the movie, which, I mean, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt whether or not what is considered lore. There is actually a spell that was cast on the population to kill them all.
Yeah, I remember that, actually. Like that was a scene in the movie. So, the short answer is, I can't remember the scene from that movie well enough to say where the lines are, right? Because yes, a lot of people, that spell happened, that is movie lore, that spell happened and wiped out a chunk of the population. But, it's definitely not most of the population. Most of the population is still human.
Yeah.
And, a lot of the farmers are still human, because apparently zombies were not that great at farming. I'm sorry, there's video game lore that I am now just reading through.
Oh, yeah?
The guy who blew up the train. I just ran into him, apparently, and he ran off.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, you're lucky. That could have been an interesting fight.
And now this dude named Fern is fighting me because I let him get away. It seems to be like a rival battle, and I am terrified because the first thing he does is break out a grass-type Pokemon.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
The first thing he did was Mega Drain.
You'll be fine.
I might die here. This might be my death.
I mean, I've already had 2.
I know!
Granted, I didn't understand the game.
Pokemon! Oh, this is not no good. This is no good. I should have stuck. Oh, no. Yep, there goes Bone Claw. Bone Claw is dead.
Bone Claw.
Yep. No, my Alhoon is dead. I just evolved him.
No. Oh no.
I think I'm gonna die. He's got a level 13 Pokemon, and all my Pokemon are 10 or under.
Oh no.
I blame you. This is your fault. I was talking to you.
All part of my elaborate scheme.
No.
Remember how I went back and started loving you?
Yeah, thanks a lot. He has 3 Pokemon. I'm dying to his first one. Oh, I am losing this so bad. Oh, and he used the potion! Oh, he wins this. He has won this. I am going to freaking lose. Oh, no! This is so painful!
You got this.
No, I do not. I'm fighting a level 13 Pokemon with Mega Drain. And I have a level 6 and a level 7 Pokemon left. last Pokemon. That was... I thought I had the best chance to win if I had my highest level Pokemon to beat it. No, I'm dead. I'm out of useful Pokemon. I blanked out.
You know what that means, chat? We're gonna have to update Flayer's count.
No, we don't. It's not a thing we have to do.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, we don't.
I've been waiting for this moment. It has been 6 years.
Oh, no.
The Face Society, all an elaborate ruse that I've set up over a 35-year time frame.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask a quick question. Were we sticking with the theory that all shiny Pokemon are immortal, or just the last one?
Well, yes, that was definitely the thing that we left on the map. So I'm going to say that yes to all of your shiny Pokemon.
Okay. Well then. I don't want to release it. I don't want to release it. I'm going to put it in the box, but I'm going to put it at the back end of the box.
Yeah, I put them in number 50, so don't worry about that.
Yep. Oh, I lost the Pokemon I want to keep. Oh, this is like... On the one hand, this isn't the worst thing ever, right? Because I still have 3 Pokemon. Like, I have 5 Pokemon in total, including my shinies, right? But...
Hurts, doesn't it?
Yep. And also, they're all like level 5 or whatever. So I'm gonna have to trade them all up now.
No.
Yeah. I should have left Albu till last. No.
Doesn't matter either way, I would have got knocked down.
It would have gotten knocked out, but it would have been like the immortal thing. Like the last Pokemon to die, you get to hold on to.
Are you sure?
That is what we had discussed, but also I have shinies.
Technically, it says only our shinies.
I have shinies.
Shinies and starters are your immortals.
Oh, we went with shinies and starters. Well, then my starter is still alive. Okay, I'll get him back out. I'm glad I put him in the box and didn't release him.
Yeah, no, we crossed off the last one to die as immortal.
Right, okay. I put that in wrong then. I am happy to accept that. Please come back. I need you. So, yeah, this is my life now. Training Pokemon. Really? Really? Who had to get a critical hit? So painful. Do you still have a question to ask me? I think you only asked me. Like, I think...
I do.
Yeah. Does it only one that you have to ask me now?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Assuming we're accepting that Red was a answer there, because it was an interesting one.
Look, I'm willing to accept it. I didn't drink. I will drink. Like, I see where you got that argument from watching the movie and what happened in that movie, and I need to double check because obviously, like, I can point to a lot of lore for every single edition.
I will accept that answer as being correct as well. So let's just both drink. It's just save ourselves a moment, right?
Yeah. So yeah, question away.
Alrighty. Now this one may have a backfiring occurrence for me. In the 5th edition of D&D, what 8th level spell from a school of necromancy is categorical to making your character immortal?
Shit! I know this one.
you've talked about liches a lot, so I feel like this question is kind of incredibly related.
Yes, it is, and like I've literally I literally have the image in my mind of the text where it's written. Like, there's an entry on, like, phylacteries and what spells are needed and blah blah blah. And, like, so I've got it in my head, and I just cannot think of the freaking spell name. I can't think of it. I cannot think of what spell it would be. I lose this one. I'm drinking.
Alright, before you start drinking, I'll provide you the answer. Are you ready? The drum roll. Yeah, exactly. The answer that I'm giving you today is clone.
Okay. Yep.
Now, the reason that you would say that it is categorical to making your character a model is because if you are able to do it successfully, your character can keep moving from body to body, essentially making them effectively immortal.
Yeah, it is absolutely one of the ways of becoming immortal in the game that does not involve becoming undead. There are a handful of others, and when I say there's a handful of others, I mean there's enough other options that make you question why would anybody want to become a lich. I actually genuinely don't have a good answer for that.
What do you mean? The answer is because it's cool.
Okay, I hear the because it's cool answer, but you know what's even cooler? Becoming a necropolitan, which is something from 3rd edition, which is, so long as you are a level 2 character, you can become a necropolitan with absolute ease, and you get almost all the same benefits as becoming a lich.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What's the downside?
You don't have the functional immortality side of things from the phylactery. Somebody destroys your body, you come back. Somebody destroys your body, you come back. So you miss out on that specific element, which is one of the main advantages of being a lich. If you hide the phylactery, you can keep coming back. But the clone spell exists, and about when you're able to become a lich, you have access to the clone spell. It's like
I mean, it just seems like a logical step to just take the clone spell and lose the evilness.
Yeah, and even if you ignore the clone spell, before you get to the clone spell, there's the reincarnate spell, and there's the polymorph self spell. Like, you can polymorph yourself, like, true polymorph yourself into, like, a freaking dragon. I mean...
Alternatively, you can just true polymorph yourself into a rock and just yeet yourself off a window, you know?
I think the specific ruling is you have to transform yourself into a creature, which technically Earth Elemental, but, you know, alternative...
I mean, tree ant.
Tree ant, yeah. But, like...
Become a tree and just knock yourself over.
You go, hey, I'm gonna polymorph myself into, like a baby dragon. And I now have the entire lifespan of the dragon to go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have to worry about anything. And it's also not like there may be a difference in editions on this one, but there was an example. Don't quote me on that one because I'm not actually sure if it's a canon thing or not. But it was that question was raised of could you, if you polymorph yourself into another creature, do you age in your natural form? And the general answer is no. So you can true polymorph yourself into a dragon, live for 1,000 years as a dragon, return to your normal form, like, you know, remove the true polymorph yourself back into a human, and then true polymorph yourself back into a baby dragon. Like, there are a bunch of ways to achieve functional immortality that are quite arguably and quite solidly better than becoming a lich. Like, why would you become a lich when you have all these other options that some of them would unlock earlier than becoming a lich?
I mean, I'm not sure which one I'd pick, to be honest. Like, I mean, I don't usually play necromantic characters because it doesn't really fit my vibe. But I think I prefer more the holy side of things, usually rolling a paladin, a monk, etc. But I understand that there's definitely tremendous bonuses towards rolling something that cannot die.
there is definitely a lot to say about being, you know, undead for pulling points and things like that. And there's also something to be said about the law of the universe and blah blah blah. Oh no! My Pokemon died from poison.
Oh no!
Wait, no it didn't. It's on 1 hit point. I thought it died. I have a freaking antidote. I'm using it. Wait. Oh? Did Pokemon not die to poison? I don't think Pokemon died.
They should be able to.
It
Really?
I'm not sure I understand what just happened. I may have to rewatch the footage. But it's on 1 hit point. And then the poison just stopped. Like, I couldn't put an antidote on it because it wasn't poisoned anymore. So I think poison goes away at 1 hit point.
No, it doesn't. Mine died to 20 before.
It did? Okay. Maybe it's a special feature of being a belief or something? I don't know. That was...
Maybe it just unpoisoned itself.
Maybe? Maybe it like ate a...
Maybe it just happened to be it, yeah.
I don't know. I will have to recheck the footage of that at right about the 2-hour mark, so that'll be a thing that I'll have to do later. Like, I don't want to lose my news, and I haven't, but I'm confused as to why it's not dead. Oh yeah, the clone spell stuff. So, having a little bit of a slight tangent rant here. Remember how I said that I would have, like, I wanted to do a deep dive into the Dragon Sisters and all that sort of thing? So, immortality is apparently a thing for dragons. The shoot for immortality is a thing for dragons.
Yeah.
And there is actually a unique version of the clone spell that uses the dragons exclusively. And what it is it's basically you have 3 clones active at the same time, and the dragon can just freely pass its mind and soul between the 3 of them. Clones also do not have to be the same age. So you can literally be, like, you know, wandering around as a baby dragon and then pass yourself over to the clone of an adult dragon whenever comes with a problem.
That seems entirely powerful. At what level can you start that?
That is unknown. It's a lore-only spell. There are... So, like, it's only a story thing. So
DM discretion, maybe?
Pretty much DM discretion. I don't believe it's ever been officially blueprinted, but it has been back in 2nd edition. But the only people who currently have the spell, if I'm recalling the lore correctly, is there's a couple of dragons that have it, and they use it, and I believe Helden Blackstaff, who is a famous, he has it. And a bunch of dragons attacked Helden Blackstaff to try and get the spell, and he beat the crap out of them. He's like, no, you don't get to have this spell, and they eventually gave up on trying to get the spell from him.
Is Helden Blackstaff from Waterdeep?
Yes.
So the Blackstaff of Waterdeep would be his then?
In 5th edition, no. In 5th edition, he's dead. Helden Blackstaff is...
No. Just as the staff in general, the Blackstaff of Waterdeep.
Oh, yeah. Kelvin Blackstaff was the possessor of the Blackstaff of Waterdeep. I can't remember all the lore of the Blackstaff.
Because that would be, I believe, Baldur's Gate?
No, it's all Waterdeep. He doesn't make an appearance in any of the games, to my knowledge.
But that's where my information and your information may differ. Because as you may remember, chat, we've been talking about Magic the Gathering. So the reason that I know of the Blackwater Staff of Waterdeep is it's actually the Magic the Gathering card. It has been printed in Magic. In one of the D&D sets, there's 2 technically, and 1 secret lair. So maybe it was just the original Dungeons & Dragons set that did print it. But it does actually animate things, so if that makes sense to you, it animates weapons in Magic the Gathering.
I mean, that's cool. I don't know what the specific lore of the Black Staff is. I don't know what its abilities are or anything like that. So I don't know if that is or just an awesome thing that they invented. Because, you know, none of this stuff is awesome things that they invented ever. This is all real world history. Like, this is all real. Did you... Actually, sorry. Random tangent here, because it's hilarious. So it is canon in the Forgotten Realms that the character of Elminster has visited Earth on multiple occasions.
For an NBA game, right?
He went to the Super Bowl! It's canon!
Damn it, I was so close.
Super Bowl.
Yes, I was so close to that one. Yeah, no, I do remember accidentally hearing that and being like, why?
I don't know, but there is artwork of it. So yeah, that is just a slight sense of hilarity there. I just realised something. Okay, have you had Fern yet?
I have no idea.
It's obviously it's like cinematic sequence. It's clearly a rival character, so the answer seems to be no.
Oh no.
Cool. When you do, let me know, because I lost to Fern. Okay, so just so you know, he has that. Like, I only saw his first Pokemon. It's level 13. Be prepared. And he has 3. Be prepared. Don't die. But
I mean, I'm on my last life technically, so I really need to make sure.
Yeah, please don't die. But yeah, when you see him, because I'm like, I don't know what, like, I didn't beat him. I lost to him. I don't know if I probably can't go and refight him because he was a rival sort of situation. So whatever plot or story, dialogue options that you're supposed to get after that battle, I've missed out on.
Oh no.
And this is a game which deliberately has little bits of variance in narrative, so at that point, if you beat him, we might have very different experiences of the narrative. So beat him. That is your job, you must beat him.
Beat it, you say?
Just beat it, beat it. You know what? I am actually going to stop the recording. The reason being, this is a 3-hour long video, and we don't yet have any editing software. So this is going to be uploaded as a 3-hour video. I'm happy to keep playing, but I'm going to start a second recording.
Sounds good. Why don't we, can you just let me get out of this fight?
Hang on.